I'm going to talk about breast reduction and nipple reconstruction and tattooing. Something that's fascinating to a lot of people, and in your case you may be considering whether to have nipple reconstruction or not. Many people don't bother because you've had surgery and feel like you've been messed about enough, but it's interesting to find out about as an option for the future. And in my case, after I'd had my first surgery to remove the tumour, I was really keen then to get my other breast to match it in size because there was quite a big difference. So my surgeon said that she would err on the side of caution and make the one that she was making smaller not too small. So what I've ended up with, I always had my left one bigger than my right one. A lot of women do. And I've still got that even with my new set. But it just made a huge difference to me in terms of good fitting bra and to feel more like myself, more normal. So 6 months after the first surgery, I was sort of beating down the surgeon's door to try and get my breast reduction. And I got in about a week before she went on maternity leave, so I was one of the last that she did. I was very fortunate. And it turned out really well. But she did warn me that there are side effects, unwanted side effects sometimes. You can lose sensation in the nipple because they cut around the nipple to then bring the skin forward to form the smaller breast. It could be more sensitive. The tissue can even die in extreme situations. But I weighed up all the pros and cons and I felt that I wanted to go ahead with it, and I was very pleased with the result. The next step then was nipple reconstruction. So I waited my turn, and after about 9 months they wrote to me and said to come for a consultation, and they took a look. This was a different surgeon because mine was still on maternity leave, and she was also absolutely marvellous. And she said to me, "Oh, I do love doing nipple reconstructions, one of my favourite things," particularly when she saw the result when they took the bandages off. So she assessed me. I was expecting it to be just a local anaesthetic because that's what they do if you've had a mastectomy and you've got an implant. But because I had my own tissue, she said she would rather me have a general anaesthetic. And by this time, working with the anaesthetist who made sure that I didn't have the side effects of shivering afterwards and shaking, feeling like I was cold. Now that we conquered that, I thought, well, that's fine. So went back to have the bandages off after. The procedure didn't take that long compared to others that I've had. And when they removed the bandages, the nurse practitioner and the surgeon both went, "Oh, that's good." And then so did I when I took a look. And I healed really fast. I used the Dermatix on the scars once they were healed sufficiently, and really, really pleased with the result. I was going to take a photograph, but it doesn't photograph well, and I looked online to see what I could find, and I couldn't isolate a nipple to illustrate what they call the 4D. So the way it was described to me by a different surgeon, actually, he drew me a little diagram, and I've got it here, of how they cut the skin around the area and then fold it up, either or, fold it up to form the nub of the nipple. And it's some years later and mine is still protruding, shall we say, and it looks really good. So the next step, taking it to the last possible thing, was having it tattooed. Now, when I didn't have anything, when I was waiting even for the nipple reconstruction, I found this tattoo for a week online, and they can actually send you temporary tattoos that you wet and you stick on, and there's something there. I did that. The trouble is they rub off, so it was sort of only for a particular event or occasion that I wanted it. But that just sort of tided me over until I had the tattoo. So then I'm on the waiting list for the tattoo. And by the time I went, the surgery for the nipple was really well healed. And I didn't expect any pain at all, because I thought, well, I've had surgery down like that. I've had surgery around the area. So surely it won't have any sensation, but I was wrong. And particularly where the scars were, I was sort of making a noise about the pain. But the result was brilliant, and she made it look 3D as well. What I would do if I had the time over again is I would go for a darker colour, because it does fade, and I went for a sort of a pale pink, but that's not going to last that long, so I would go darker, and then it will last longer. And they do top-ups. Well, on the National Health Service they will offer you a repeat if it fades too much. But it's called micropigmentation, so I think it's not quite the same as going to a tattooist. I think it doesn't last as long, but I think initially I wanted to go to the National Health Service tattooist to have it done, so to give me confidence. What I'll do in the future, I'm not sure. But I, as you can see, had everything done that was offered to me. And I'm really glad I did, because the years roll on and it's all behind you, and you just feel more like yourself, which is what I was aiming for, and very happy with the result, as I said. So I hope that will help. You can go online, and if you Google it, you will get pictures including the nipple reconstruction, I'm sure, and then you can decide if that's for you.